Stop making excuses. And when you stop making excuses, the only alternative is then results.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Last month I posted a lot of videos basically centered around the topic of upgrading your life before the new year, starting today and not waiting until 2025. And the response to those videos have been overall pretty positive, but I've been met with a little bit of resistance about starting now. One of the main things a few of you have brought up in those videos is that you're scared to start because of the holidays coming around, because of Halloween, Thanksgiving, and Christmas. I felt the same way last year before I started my journey. One thing that came to mind was that if I was able to stay true to the habits that I wanted to pick up on, if I was able to stay true to these promises that I was making for myself during this time period, during the holidays, during Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, then I could do it whenever. And that's the same for you, because truly, when you sit down and really think about it, Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, those are 3 days out of the 90, okay? 3 days out of the 90. And I know I'm gonna get the argument about it being a season, etc. However, if you are able to stay true to your goals, stay true to your habits during this season, you will be able to stay true to these habits, to your goals during any other season of your life. Because realistically, there's always going to be something, right? There's always going to be an excuse as to why you shouldn't get started or why you don't want to get started. If it's not the holidays, if it's not Thanksgiving, if it's not Christmas, it's going to be your birthday. It's going to be a friend's birthday. It's going to be the summer. There's always going to be something. Because truly, there's never going to be a right time. You will never be truly ready to let go of your old life for your new one, but you will truly always figure it out, especially if it's something that you want so badly for yourself. You will figure it out. So in today's impromptu video, I just got back from the gym and decided I wanted to film this right now. I'm going to be talking about how to stop making excuses. If you are the type of person that continues to make excuses for why you aren't where you want to be, I hope that this video helps you move past this phase in your life, because it is a phase and you can have everything that you want to have. One of the main things that will help you move forward in this journey is to stop comparing this current version of yourself to the past version of yourself. And when I say that, I mean the past version of you that was never able to follow through, the past version of you that never kept your promises to yourself, the past version of you that could not commit, the past version of you that always failed at changing your life. I need you to stop comparing your current self to that old you, because you are not that person anymore. And sometimes it's really hard to believe those words, especially when you have people in your life who love to bring up the old versions of you. I know that's just a common thing in friend groups. We're always talking about our old selves. Very similar to you having a conversation with a family member, a friend, a spouse, and telling them that you want to lose weight. And they come back at you with, remember the last time you tried to lose weight and you couldn't even not eat crumble cookies for a week? Remember last time you went on that weight loss journey? They always love to bring up the old version of you. Well, guess what? We do that with ourselves as well, okay? We are so hard on ourselves when it comes to moving forward in life. I just want to let you know this. You are no longer that old version of you. You have grown so much. You are so different, and you are in a completely different mindset now. So stop comparing the new you to the old you, because she is gone. The old you is gone, okay? And you are ready to reinvent yourself. You are ready to make a change. You are ready to actually commit. Some ways for you to stop comparing your current self to your old self is to reflect, okay? Reflect on the mistakes of your past, okay? It can be really hard to reflect. Honestly, it's hurtful to think about where you've put yourself in the past, especially if you've pulled yourself so far back and you're at a position now where it's even harder for you to get started. However, reflection is so important in not making those mistakes again. Okay, it helps you not make those mistakes again. So, for example, in the past, you were trying to go through a body transformation and you kept failing because you were experiencing a lot of stress at work. And the one thing that you were doing to help alleviate that stress was emotionally eating. And trust me, we have all been there. And now that you're reflecting on it with a clear headspace, with a clear mind, you're thinking to yourself, yeah, that was my way of coping back then, but I am no longer coping in that way anymore. Now I have found healthier ways to cope with stress at work. And moving forward, I am no longer going to emotionally eat when I'm stressed at work. Moving forward, I'm going to find healthier ways to cope with that stress, whether it's go for a walk, whether it's talk to a friend, a family member, whether it's get into therapy, okay? But now I'm going to find healthier ways to cope. That is proper reflection, and that is what's going to help you stop comparing your current self to your past self. And that's something that I struggled with. I know so many people struggle with things like that. However, you're older, you're wiser, you have way more emotional intelligence now. Taking the time to reflect on why you put yourself in certain situations in the past is going to help move you forward, because now you have that in the back of your mind. This is what I used to do to alleviate stress, and I am no longer doing that anymore. You're grown, you're more educated now, you've reflected, and you've found ways to push past the uncomfortable moments in your life. So you are no longer going to make those excuses as to why you can't become who you want to be. So the next thing I want to talk about is removing the negativity from your vocabulary, from your mindset, from your environment. You need to remove all negativity from your life. And if you are leading with negativity every day, leading with negative thoughts about yourself, about your past, whatever it is, about your actions, then that is what's going to lead your life. It's so easy to just complain about the things that you don't want to do in your life, and it just becomes a character trait to complain. I used to complain all the time, and I had to look at myself in the mirror and say, girl, you need to stop complaining and you just gotta get the jobs done, because if you don't do it, someone else is gonna do it. And you're gonna sit here watching that person and be like, wow, that person inspires me. I wish I could be like that person. No, you can be like that person, except you're leading with negativity. You are talking about the things that you can't do, and you are more than capable of doing these things. I don't care about how old you are. I don't care about how much weight you've gained in the last year. I don't care. Whatever has happened, honestly, in the past, any of your actions in the past, that should not dictate your future. So stop being so negative about who you currently are, because you are more capable than you think. So removing a negative mindset can look like not complaining during or before your workouts. Okay, removing that negative energy around moving your body. Oh, I'm just too tired to go work out. Oh, I'm just not in the mood. Working out just seems like just not what I want to do. You have to remove that energy from your mind, from your space, from your vocabulary. I don't even talk about those things anymore because it's so powerful. Okay, and that is what's going to keep you stuck. Remove that negative mentality, because it is what's keeping you stuck. And the thing is, you don't even have to be a super positive person. You don't have to sit around here with fake positivity like, I love working out. I love putting my body through pain. I love eating salads. You don't have to do that. You just simply have to do what you have to do at the end of the day. And that is what's most important. But don't lead with the negativity, because that is what's going to keep you stuck. Move with more positivity, or just get the job done in general. But I need you to stop thinking negative things. I don't really feel like eating a salad. It doesn't sound good. Well, a salad is what you need. It might not sound good, but the salad is what you need, right? That's how you need to be moving. That's the energy that you need to have with yourself. The negative mindset, looking at these things as bad things when they should be looked at as a blessing, right? The fact that you can work out is a blessing. The fact that you can move your body is a blessing. The fact that you can afford healthy foods is a blessing. But you're choosing not to do it. You're choosing to continue to flood your body with toxins. You're continuing to flood your body with chemicals that don't do anything for it, that don't do any good for yourself. It might not sound good, but the salad is what you need. You're too tired to work out. Well, it's going to be even more exhausting when you're diagnosed with a chronic health condition that doesn't go away because you chose not to do the little 45-minute workout or you chose not to go on a walk. You got to just remove those negative thoughts from your mind. And trust me, we all think them, right? When I'm in class at my workout, there are times where I'm looking at my watch. On those days, I have to check myself. Because this is the only time where I am doing something for myself. I'm doing something positive for myself. So why am I looking at the clock ready to leave? Like, no, girl, tap in, lock into your workout. Okay, you are doing something good for your body, but your eyes are on the clock. Lock in. Stop making excuses as to why you don't want to be here and stop trying to make the time go faster. You should be focused on your glutes, okay? You should be focused on your core, okay? Pull your core in while you're sitting there looking at the clock. It doesn't have to be toxic positivity, but you just got to get it done. So now that you've reflected and you've realized that you are no longer going to put yourself in the position that you did in the past, you now need to build trust within yourself. Because although you are confident in yourself that you can embark on this journey and change your life, that does not mean that you should 100% trust yourself in every single scenario, okay? Because you still have a long ways to go. You need to prove to yourself that you can actually follow through with the promises that you make to yourself. It's important, okay? Because once you lose trust in yourself, there's no going back. And that's how you start making excuses because you don't trust yourself. You don't trust yourself. And that is why you consistently make excuses. For example, okay, when I'm drinking alcohol, I get so hungry to the point where I have no self-control and all I want to do is eat and eat and eat. In fact, the next day, after a day of drinking, whether it's Sunday fun day or going out at night, the next day I'm even more hungry and all I want to do is eat and eat and eat. It's never nutrient dense, healthy foods that I want after a night of drinking or a day of drinking. It's always the overindulgent stuff, okay? So I know me, I am very well aware of how I get after drinking alcohol. So whenever I was going through my winter arc last year to have an intense and insane body transformation, I cut out alcohol. I cut out going out drinking. I cut it all out because I had to work my way up to a place where I could trust myself, and I wasn't there in the beginning. Just because I knew and I was ready to get started on this journey does not mean that I was going to be able to give it my all 100%. So I had to build that trust within myself. Let me tell you, I wasn't trying to go sober. I mean, now I do feel like I'm not sober, but like I am definitely living more of like a damp lifestyle. I don't drink as much. I don't have the desire to drink a lot of alcohol, which is actually so sad. I'm just kidding. And I think I've girl bossed a little too hard, honestly. But I had to build that trust within myself before I could go back to those habits. So you need to think about the things in your life that are holding you back. Okay, the things that are keeping you stuck, and you need to pull back on those things until you can build trust in yourself. It just takes me back to that saying, words mean nothing, actions are everything. Until you can show yourself that you are serious, then you should not trust yourself. Period. You should not trust yourself. If you're a student and you're having trouble with studying on the weekends because you're partying too hard, then you should take partying out of the equation. This happened with me a lot in college. If I had a party to go to on the weekend and I had to study as well, it would be so hard for me to focus on studying because all I could think about was the party and what I was going to wear and what my makeup was going to look like. And I would be so distracted by all those other things that studying would get put on the back burner, and that would make me fail the test. You need to pull partying off the table, take it out of the equation until you can get to a place where you trust yourself. So this weekend, no parties. No hanging out, no nothing. You need to only focus in on studying and studying only. You pass the next test, then maybe we can think about a party or two. But until you've built that trust with yourself that you can go to a party and still make A's, then you need to take it out of the equation. And lastly, I need you to create an environment that fosters productivity, and better yet, that fosters positivity. And that your environment plays a huge role in who you want to become. So if your space isn't clear, your mind isn't clear, right? It's really hard for you to even think about the things you want with a messy home. So make sure your home, your space is clear. You want to become the best version of yourself in terms of body transformation, in terms of being healthy, all those things. Your pantry and your fridge should reflect that, okay? These things should reflect that. If you want to become the best version of yourself, your pantry should reflect that version of yourself. So if I go through your pantry and there's a whole bunch of junk food, I will give the parents a pass. I will give the parents a pass. However, if you are someone who lives alone, you're child free, all that good stuff, and you're trying to lead a healthier life and your pantry and your fridge are not a reflection of that, then you need to make those changes to help foster an environment for productivity and success. You need to make sure your environment reflects who you want to become. And that is definitely something that is very hard for a lot of people, but that just ties back into letting go of that old version of you to create space for this new version of you, because the old version of you is gone. She's gone, but you are going to feel so much better once you step into this new version of you. And when you change your environment, you have no choice but to become that best version of you, okay? When you change your environment, you have no choice but to stop making excuses, because now everything is aligned. You've switched your mindset. You've stopped comparing yourself to the old version of yourself. You've reflected on what kept you stuck and why you want to move forward. You've created a space that feels so good to you. And now it is time for you to step into the new version of you. You have all the tools. You just have to step into it. You just have to build the confidence within yourself to step into that new you.